Good.
Right before that ball obliterated my face, time slowed down for me because of something called chronoception, our brain's subjective perception of time, otherwise known as the reason your history class takes forever to end. Let's take a side view of the brain. In this, the green region here called the striatum is critical for keeping time. If you observe the electrical activity of the striatum, you'll see something like this. Each dot here represents individual striatal neurons firing. Notice how chaotic the activity of these cells is? This chaos can actually be used to derive a perception of time, which makes sense if you just reorder the cells based on the time of their activity. You then see this wave of activity that sweeps over the striatum's neurons, similar to how the hands of a clock move across its face. This helps us extract a sense of the passage of time. But why is that so variable? Back to the brain. Look at this part right next to the striatum, called the substantia nigra pars compacta, which has the crucial midbrain dopamine neurons. These dopamine neurons are densely connected to the striatum through their axons, and they release the neurotransmitter, dopamine, one of our brain's chemical messengers that essentially hacks into your striatum's electrical activity and speeds it up or slows it down. So, dopamine is responsible for our chronoception. And this makes sense, right? When time flies, we're happy, motivated, attentive, or encountering new things. All of these are associated with heightened dopamine signaling. For example, when you're scrolling through social media and time just slips away. Conversely, when time seems to crawl by, we feel fear, anxiety, boredom, pain. All of these are associated with decreased dopamine signaling, like in Parkinson's patients whose defective substantia nigra and dopamine neurons mess up their sense of time, for which they receive dopamine enhancing drugs to potentially improve their chronoception. So the next time you sit down to game and 5 minutes turns to 50, blame those dopamine neurons.